Hello, this is Lucas. Welcome to another Java tutorial. In this video, we will be going over the wrapper class or wrapper classes. So, what is this firstly? So, it's a way that we can use primitive data types such as int, long, double, boolean, char, and we can turn them into objects. Now, what's the point in doing this? Well, the reason why this is very useful is that we can use extra methods whenever we use objects. So there's a lot of methods that are available to objects that are not available to normal primitive data types, such as int, short, long, and so on. So if we want to use any of these methods that objects have access to, we need to turn those primitive data types into just objects or wrapper classes. So you might have seen in the last few videos, instead of me writing int, what I sometimes wrote is integer. Now integer, this is the wrapper class for an int or an integer. So if we want to create a object or a wrapper class of int, so for example, if I have int x is equal to 10, if I want to turn this into an object or into a wrapper class, instead of the int, we will just put an integer. Okay, now all other data types are the same, so a short will be the exact same. Instead of writing short, we'll just have a capital S, short, and so on. Like flow will have a capital F, long will have a capital L. The only two that are different is the integer. So the int becomes integer, so instead of writing it with just a capital I, we'll have to write out the whole word. So that's how an int becomes a object, an integer. And then the only other one that's different will be the character. So we have character, let's say I'll just do C, it's equal to, let's say we'll just do B for now. Okay, and this is the data type for this wrapper class. So we can use these. Now these are objects now that we have created, or they're just wrapper classes. But now these, right, this x now has access to methods or other functions that the normal integer or the normal int primitive data type will not have access to. So that's the very useful thing that we can do. So I'm going to remove this one here, so we'll just have the integer x. So since we have created this now, well, what we can do is we can use different methods. Now I'm not going to go over through all the methods because there's like 100. This video will be an hour. You can do your own research. There's a lot of available resources online. But I'll just go over just a couple, I guess we can say. So let's say that we want to print out this integer. Now, very easy. We can just put an x. Printing out works just as a normal int. We can just print out x and we'll get the answer 10. But now we have other methods. So what we can do is we can do dot, we can do int value, which just does the exact same thing. It just gets the integer value of this x, which it's just going to print out 10, which is the same thing. But the other useful things that we can do is we can turn this this integer, this x, into a string. So I'm going to remove this for now. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new string, and we'll just name it my s, or we'll just do s, and then we will equal this to. Now what we're going to do is we're going to call this integer that we have created, so x, and what we can do is we can do dot to string. Now what happens here is we are turning this integer into a string. So now what I can do is we can just print out s, for example, and we can write that out, and now this integer has now become a string, which is very useful. Another thing that we can do is we can do s, and now we have the availability to use the length. So we have s.length, and then you can see this becomes 2 because the length of this string is 2. It's the 1 and the 0, so that's the way the length works. It's the length of the string, right? It's not known as just the how many characters are in this string that we have set here. But that's about it for this video. It's a very short one, but it has to be done. Just remember, in order to use these wrapper classes, instead of specifying an int that we have here, we'll specify integer. Every other value is the same. So if we have a float, all we have to do is just change the f to a capital. The only one that is different is the character. We have to write out character. And that is about it. So I hope this video has helped. Hope you enjoyed. And there are a lot of resources available about all the other methods that you can do, but I just wanted to give quite a brief summary of it. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.